My name is Caterina. I am 21 years old and I have been learning languages pretty much my whole life. I was born in Italy, so Italian is my first language, but we started learning English very early on. So I started learning English when I was 6 or 7 years old. Then I learned a bit of Spanish in middle school and a little bit in high school, so that is my third language. And right now I'm learning my fourth and fifth, which are German and Arabic. I always thought language learning came pretty natural to me, but recently I had to come to terms with the fact that maybe that's not the case, because I hit a wall that was frustration. I got real frustrated with my progress and the progress that I wasn't making, and that really got to me. So in the last few months, I've been really thinking about a way to reduce stress while learning a language, because there are a lot of resources out there on how to learn a language faster or better or more efficiently, but we rarely speak about how to learn it in the most enjoyable way. So I came up with what I think are the 3 biggest problems that cause frustration while learning a language, and I will try and give a solution for each of them. So the first problem is fluency. I think that everyone that's learning a language really strives to be fluent, and that's the main goal. But I think there's a huge gap between that goal and how we approach languages and try to learn them, or how they are taught in school. Usually in school, and even in the most common apps, we are taught vocabulary in groups. So you learn like the office, and you learn every item in that field. But that brought me to a point where after a while of German classes, I could say Drucker, which is printer, or stuff like stapler, but I didn't know words like probably or most likely. So my tip for that is to learn essential vocab first. And I saw Nathaniel Drew doing this in his Learning Italian in 7 Days video, and I thought it was very interesting because I was having the same approach. He got the list of the 1,000 most common words in Italian, in his case, but I got them for German and Arabic, and he learned those first. And that's gonna allow you to put sentences together, and knowing this type of words will really help you to have a more fluent conversation. And later on you can build on that foundation and learn more specific vocab, but at least you have a great base that will help you really put sentences together. The second problem that I think causes the most frustration is embarrassment. I am victim of this as well. I really am sometimes scared to use the language that I'm learning, and even if it's with people that I really care about, like I have a German friend and I know she could help me with my German and she wouldn't judge me, but still I get very frustrated because I don't feel like talking in German with her. I don't think it's a very rational thing to be embarrassed, but it's something that I think a lot of people struggle with because they think they're not good enough or their level is not good enough. So while I think the real solution for this is more long-term, and it's a switch of mindset, and is learning to just accept your mistakes and maybe laugh at yourself a bit, and realizing that it's a process and that you're learning and it's fine. And I really admire people that just go out and use the words that they know in that language and without really caring if they don't know much. But while you're getting there to help you with this problem, I think that a good way is to do it solo. It might sound silly, but even just talking to yourself while you're doing your chores or maybe describing something in your target language can really help you getting to know the language, realizing how it feels like, and hearing yourself as well is very useful. So it might be weird at first, but it can be really useful to just talk to yourself and really form sentences with even the basic words that you know. Another great way to practice by yourself is to journal. It's really gonna help you to remember the words, because they're gonna be things that are concerning to you, and you're gonna be describing your life and your day and stuff about you. So that's gonna really stuck with you, and it also really helps you, even if it's just one sentence a day, it really helps you with being consistent. Which brings us to the next problem, which is consistency, or lack thereof. I think that lack of consistency is the #1 killer for learning a new language. And this is not groundbreaking. We know that we have to be consistent to learn a language, but I think sometimes we don't realize how easy it can be to just get in touch with the language every day. Sometimes we have this idea that we need to practice hours and hours a day to make real progress, but I think that's not the case. I think that having the language in your life every day is really what's gonna get you to where you want to be. And I know that's hard, but I think frustration can cause people to not be as consistent as they could be, because you could end up associating learning a language with frustration and bad experiences, and it being hard and a chore and not something you want to do. And that happened to me with the language that I'm learning in university. It really felt like something I had to do. And I really tried to get myself out of that mindset. And I think the way to do it is find something you love. I know it's cheesy, but it's true. It's really the only way to have a foreign language in your life every day. And I remember when I was tutoring a girl in Spanish and English, I think she was 14 or maybe younger, and she told me she knew some Korean, and I was very surprised. That's not very common in Italy to Korean at 14, and she told me it was because she was very into K-pop. That made me feel very old at first because I had no idea what she was talking about, but other than that, it really helped me understand how really being passionate about something can help you with learning a language. And she was looking up lyrics and watching interviews, and she was very passionate about it, and that's really what helped her remembering those words, because she really was into what she was learning. And I applied this to my learning as well. I found some great German shows that I really enjoy watching, and they're fun, and then I want to know what they're talking about, or maybe finding some music that you like that is in the foreign language that you're learning. And I found a band that I really like, and I do watch interviews, and I try to look up the lyrics and translate the song, and I want to sing along with them, and I want to learn more. And maybe even just by looking around Spotify in that page of the artist you know, you might find other ones that are similar to them and singing the same language, and you're really gonna find yourself having the language in every day, even if it's just a podcast or a TV show, some music, or just reading the news every morning in that language. And I think that's one of the main reasons why I'm at this level of English, is because I really was passionate about it. And even when I was really young and I was watching Hannah Montana on Disney Channel, and in Italy we dub everything, so it was hard for me to hear something in English, but I was very curious to know how the characters were actually speaking to each other. So I would rewind it and watch it again in English, then watch it again in Italian, then watch it again in English. So I would learn some words and I would hear the language. That's really what helped me keeping up with the language and having it in my everyday life. At the end of the day, what you have to remember is that learning a language is a long process, and it takes time and it takes some effort. And it's not just importing a list of words into your brain, but it's building a tool and building a bridge to a whole new culture and to new content and movies and literature and music. And there's so much out there that you can discover just by learning a new language. And I think that's really the main point. And it sucks that sometimes frustration takes the joy out of it, because it has to be an enjoyable process. So I hope that this video might have helped someone and that you found these tips useful. And I am really looking forward to making more videos on this topic, so languages and communication. So if you want to stick around for that, consider subscribing, and I will see you then.